Hi, this is video 2 of the financial meltdown occurring in the United States. Actually, it's happening all over the world, but let's just focus on America right now since we don't have time to cover the whole world. This is a financial meltdown we're feeling right now. This is Friday, April 3rd, 2020, and we've been experiencing it since we heard officially, since we heard about the Wuhan virus. The Wuhan virus is a cover for the financial meltdown that's now in play. And it is described to us by the planet Uranus transiting through the constellation Taurus. We'll dig into those details more. You can listen to the first video to get more of a background, but we'll be looking at how this is affecting us and what it looks like. Hi, I'm JJ from Paranormal Talks, paranormaltalks.com. We are an educational organization. We fill the educational gap that our public government schools and universities do not want to touch. All this paranormal woo-woo stuff about us as powerful spiritual beings. I made 6 predictive videos, posted them in June 1st of 2019, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. This one right here, Ancient Astrology. This is the first one, the big overview of these big planets that are affecting us now, including the one we'll be talking about in this second video, Uranus moving through the constellation sign Taurus. So take a peek at those if you wish. This is the planet we're talking about. This is the bad boy. This is the symbol for Uranus. It's a circle with a dot in the middle and an arrow pointing up. I'm not going to go to my cheat sheet, but Uranus, the planet of sudden radical changes, is moving through the sign, the constellation sign Taurus, which is the sign of the banker, which is the sign of money, the sign of wealth and finances. That's Taurus. So Uranus, the planet that shakes and bakes and destroys the old to make way for the new, it is in play right now, and it's affecting us for the next, well, it started in 2018, May of 2018, and it will be with us until the year 2020, June 1st, to be precise, of 2026. 2026, I mean. Okay, so I showed you that. Now, the Jewish religion call this a debt jubilee, and some of the good, educated, well-informed rabbis have been talking about this for the past 8 years. It is a debt jubilee, and it's how we, it's a solution to a financial crisis. And right now, the Trump administration is, this has been planned for many, 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 many years. This collapse, and what we're seeing here, some of the things that I'll be showing you here, this is the best way the current administration can help all of us little people, so the landing is not as jarring and destructive as it could be. It's more of a gentle landing, as gentle as possible. But it is a collapse, and it has to happen. It is a cycle. Nothing and no one can stop these cycles. And if we know our history, we would know that. If we know history, we recognize the cycles. And if we know history, we would understand where we are right now. If you don't know your history, then you don't know where you are right now. And that's what makes us so easy to manipulate and panic and stampede in whatever direction that the elite, the globalists, want us to go so they can harvest us, which they're very good at. They have that good system. So this is what this financial collapse looks like. It is the destruction, the radical destruction and tearing down of the old to make way for the new. A payroll tax cut. When's the last time you have heard your taxes from your paycheck has occurred? You haven't. Not in your lifetime, not in my lifetime, and I'm old. So this is a Uranus thing. And this is what the Trump administration is doing. The Trump administration is kicking ass, and it's not very comfortable, is it? But this is what it takes to mature as citizens of the country and to wake up, basically to mature as to what really is going on in the world and who our real enemy is. It's not the administration, it is those who have been manipulating us for centuries. So this is one, a payroll tax cut. How else is this financial meltdown affecting us? Well, I love this newsletter. It's called Blacklisted. This tracks the Hollywood film production industry. And you know, I'm kind of from Hollywood. I'm from the Los Angeles area. And this blacklisting of actors and other people in the film industry, oh, it was horrible to be blacklisted. You would starve, and your entire career is done. But look at this: the box office theater sales collapse. Now, remember how Hollywood, all the actors have been all marshaled and sent to attack the Trump administration? Well, now we know why, because all of their theaters are shut down. Look at these numbers. The theater collapsed to just 5,000, roughly 5,000, where the same time last year it was 204 million. Now, not only does this directly impact Hollywood, but you know that Hollywood films are financed by big banks. And that's the theme that will go through all of this financial meltdown we're going through for the next 8-ish years until 2026. Is the banks, the global banks. They are in fact our enemies. If you didn't know it, it's not Trump, it is the banks. All of us have a common enemy, and they're going down. So these films are financed by the banks. If the theaters are closed, they cannot show the films. They cannot collect the money, the ticket sales, etc., to pay back the bankers, to pay back the loans. Now, can they? So this ripples through the entire banking industry horrendously. Not only the banks, but this is another solid theme, not only banks, but real estate. Now, all of these theaters are inside large buildings where we can see the films. And if they're not selling tickets, they can't pay the mortgages on those movie theaters. So that hits, and that again takes us back to the banks. Schools. How many of you have children at home right now that are eating up pizza and ice cream and other tasty treats? The schools, they're closed down and the children are at home. Well, what about the schools? Well, they also have to pay mortgages, even though it's a lesser amount, to the banks. They can't pay theirs either because there's no children in school. You know, when the children are in school, they get paid for every head. It's like every head of cattle they get paid for. Well, every child head at school, they're not getting paid for that. And it is crushing and really radically changing our educational system, not only universities, but all of the lower level schools. But there's always a silver lining, is with this lockdown where we're all in our homes, it is changing the way we educate ourselves. It's also, I think, forcing parents to be more engaged with their child's education instead of shipping their kid off to a government bureaucrat who doesn't care about you, to educate their child, and then they wonder why their child isn't so smart and doesn't know so much and comes back from their government school a well-trained socialist little communist. Well, that is ending. That is ending. So this whole thing is changing the way we educate. So this is the second video. Stay tuned for the third one, because there is more. We'll go deeper and deeper and broader. All these things impact us directly and indirectly. So thanks. This is JJ, Paranormal Talks, paranormaltalks.com. See you later. Bye.